Hi everyone, this is Sonia. Welcome back to my channel, Sonia on Being. So today I wanted to talk about retirement. But before I start talking about retirement, I just wanted to ask, how did you find the last week? How did you make out on the challenge, which was to do yoga for 10 minutes every day, as well as to make a to-do list and pick one item per week to do? How did you find that? Did you find you're able to get through those? I know for myself, I was able to get two things done on my to-do list that I've been putting off for a long time. So yay, I'm very happy I got that done. And second of all, with the yoga, I would say 90% successful. There were a couple of days where, I don't know, my day got out of control and I just kind of forgot about it. But I do know that those days that I did the yoga, it felt really good. So as I mentioned, I'd like to chat a bit about retirement today. So retirement's a lovely word, isn't it? In the sense that it's like we can retire from a job, like a 9-to-5 job. It doesn't mean that we, retire from life or from doing things, but suddenly when we do retire, we don't have to wake up with an alarm clock. We don't have to go battle the rush hour traffic. We really can do what it is that we want to do with our days. Which sounds wonderful. It absolutely sounds wonderful. You don't have a clock to punch anymore. You're the master of your destiny. You decide what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, which is all really great. That said, though, I think there are 4 things that it's really important that you have in place before you retire, or when you're thinking about planning to retire. One is the financial side. It's a really key piece of the whole retirement puzzle. But I'm not going to get into the financial piece, because I am not a financial advisor, and I don't want to be giving advice to people on areas that I am not, really qualified in. Another piece that's really important is our health. And our health, for me, I see our health encompassing a couple of areas. One, our physical health. So, diet, exercise, taking care of that, especially as we get older. Like I've seen myself with yoga, for example. My flexibility is not as great as it used to be. And if we're not doing anything right now in terms of eating healthfully or regular exercise, then it really is time to start thinking about that and to start doing that. And I'm not about to prescribe any diet to anybody. We all have kind of what works for us. We have I have my way of eating. You have your way of eating. And to me, I think the bottom line is that it is healthy. Then there's the other side of, health, which is our mental well-being. And, there are certain things that we really should be doing to ensure that we take good care of our mental well-being. And that's things like doing work for your brain. And then too, there's kind of our well-being. So if that's meditating, yoga, journaling, practicing gratitude, those pieces are very important as well to our overall sense of well-being. Another important piece about having a happy retirement or feeling fulfilled in retirement is having social connections. That can be your family, your friends, getting out with, belonging to various groups. I know right now that's a little more difficult given the whole situation that we're in, but I firmly believe, and very optimistic, that we will overcome this and we will be able to get back out and socialize and be with people more so than we are currently. Because having those social connections is extremely important, especially if you're single and living on your own. It's really important to be able to go out and connect with people and just talk to them. And then you feel that you're part of a community as well. And the other piece that I feel is really important is having a sense of purpose. It's, having something to do in retirement, having interests, having goals, wanting to achieve something, be it you want to travel and make plans to travel and, take time to plan it and do it and enjoy it. Maybe it's learning a new hobby. Maybe it's learning a new sport, but it's having something that gives you a reason kind of to get out of bed. So I really think if you can have those four pillars, and you kind of look at that and um, really work at each of those, I really think retirement will be a much better place. And I'll and I'll give you a bit of my story in terms of how I managed through retirement and what I'm doing. So I retired from my career job that was 32 years long. But I mean, prior to that, I had also been working 8 years in various industries. So, I retired after a 40-year working life. And in my working life, you juggle things. You juggle, like I juggle the kids, I juggle my physical activities, I juggle my friends, and work. Work, which has always been demanding, and I've always been go, 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 rarely taking a break, taking a vacation maybe once or twice a year, but really being go, 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 go all of the time. And I thought, as I was contemplating retirement, I thought, I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I have a lot of interests. I have all the running and cycling and different sports that I do. I have friends. So I thought, I have that. I have those interests. I think I'm good. I think I'm going to be one of those success stories in retirement. The first year, I spent the winter in Florida, so that was kind of cool. The first few months really felt like I was on vacation and I relaxed. When I came back, though, then it was okay, I'm going to do my training, my various activities, hang out with my friends. Um, and I mean, that was okay, but I felt I was really lacking something. I found it difficult having so much free time, that not knowing what to do with myself. So in the second year, I thought, okay, I've got to do something. So one day I walked into the local running room store, and I spoke to the manager and said, I'd like to apply to be one of your race instructors, your course instructors for Learn to Run folks, as well as 5K folks, people who are really just getting into running. I'd love to teach them. And when she heard my kind of running resume, I got hired right away. At the same time, a former colleague of mine ended up getting a contract with an organization here in town and asked if I wanted to help him with the contract. It was part-time, and it was doing HR, like human resources work. And then a few months later, I was chatting with my friend who owns a travel agency called OK Tours and Cycle, and expressed an interest in actually learning that business. So he brought me on, and now suddenly I had three kind of part-time jobs. I loved every single one of those jobs because it fulfilled a need. It gave me what I felt my purpose was, which I feel is like helping. It's being, motivating people, helping them do something, and it felt great. But then after a few months, it was like, oh my goodness, I felt that I was suddenly spreading myself too thin, that I was really doing too much. So I stopped the run clinics kind of just before when all of this hit. As well as I stopped the travel. And again, work in those two areas would have stopped anyways this year. The other part-time job, it also ended in March. So then I went from kind of 0 to 150% to zero in terms of fulfilling my purpose, doing things that brought me enjoyment and helping me feel fulfilled. So now this year, and I allude back to my first video where I was feeling like out of sorts, and partly that was because of the situation that we're in. Like, it's just a difficult time for everybody. But at the same time too, I felt I needed something. I needed to find my passion again. I needed to really figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And that's why I started the YouTube video. It keeps my brain active, very active, learning all of this stuff. And now too, I just started working back with the organization I was with last year on a part-time basis. And I know these two pieces, along with my social connections, along with all the physical activities that I do, I now feel, yes, I'm in the right place. But it has taken me 3 years to kind of get to this point. So I think for me, some of the lessons learned was really focus on what is it that you want? What are your goals? What is your purpose? And I found this book very, very helpful, and it's called How to Retire Happy, Wild, and Free. And I'll link the information on this book in the description below. But this book is a wealth of information. So lessons learned, really. Understanding purpose. To me, if I had done some work at the outset before I retired, I think I would have had an easier transition. Also, for me, given my personality, I really had to kind of come to terms with the fact that it's okay not to go 24/7, that it's okay to relax, that it's okay to take a break. And I must say now, I'm almost at my 3rd year anniversary of retirement, and I am loving it. It just takes some work to do at times. It's not always the easiest thing to do. So in terms of our next 2-week challenge, so 2 things. One would be to do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 sit-ups. And so try to do that once or twice a day and see how you feel. And the other thing, and I practice this all of the time. I'm walking down the street, somebody will be walking towards me, and I smile and say hello. It makes, if you don't do this on a regular basis, try it. You will feel really good, and you will make somebody else happy, because 99% of the time that person will look at me and smile and say hello as well. And you can just see that, just the act of smiling, you feel good. It lifts your spirits. And I think that's all part of well-being and feeling good about things. And the other thing I continue to do is stuff for my mind. So if you wanted to find a little, little app, a little game, a little puzzle, like I do a thing called with like a word crossword puzzle, and it's a lot of fun. I do one kind of game a day, and again, that's just something kind of keeps your mind going, and you've got to be thinking, and keeps things working. So I wish you all well in whether you are currently retired and enjoying it, or if you're struggling like I struggled a bit. Then hopefully you'll find some things that you can maybe think that you can do, or really kind of write down what do you want to do. And like I talk about in my other videos, taking that first step. Believe in yourself. Just do it. Whatever it is you want to try, just do it. Doesn't matter if you fail. Who cares? You've tried it. But you never know, you might be the best success and have tremendous success at whatever it is that you try to do. So until next week, thank you for listening to today's topic. And again, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye now.